This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, everybody? Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow man-child Johnny Karlic, who I have to say was an hour late for this podcast.
Yeah, sorry about that. I literally had to fly in from outer space.
No excuse.
No excuse. Never excuse
to
for
be
this
late
man.
for the podcast, but we
Never
are
excuse
here.
for this guy.
We are giving you our movie review for Geostorm. Gerard Butler, the main actor in this one, and Johnny, like we do every time we have a review.
Every time.
Before we do that, though, I forgot my house cleeping. House cleeping. This time I combined them.
He put them together. Well, I mean, it's a step.
Housekeeping.
Good
Check
job.
out patreon.com/most valuable podcast. Way to support the channel more so than watching and hitting that like and subscribe button. Check out down below. $10 reward. You can join us for a movie review or a podcast if you would like. Check it out down below in the description. But Johnny, like we do every time on our movie reviews, we're going to stay in a non-spoiler mode to start some general thoughts, then move into spoiler mode, spoil the shit out of the movie. And then at the end, we will give our show stealer, which is like our MVP, and we will give this movie a rating. This one will probably be out of like 5 Geostorms.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what we could do. Or 5 Dutch boys, however you want to
5 satellites.
5 satellites. I like 5 Geostorms. That's probably
what
they're going to go with. But I want to ask you this to start this one.
Yeah.
What were your expectations coming into this movie?
Basically, just a natural catastrophe movie slash a I don't want to say detective-ish type film, but I mean it's kind of what it was because you have to figure out. I mean, they even showed it in the trailers. It was on purpose. It wasn't an accident, and that's what I was expecting. Figuring out who it was, figuring out the malfunction, figuring out the world trying to survive all these natural disasters.
Yeah, and I mean, my expectations coming in, I was excited for this film.
Yeah.
And the reason why is I like Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
I thought the cast was nice. You had Jim, I believe the last name is Sturgis. He was in Across the Universe and 21. You had the Andy Garcia was in this one. Like I already mentioned Gerard Butler in this one. But you had the main two. The brothers were the main two in this one that I was like, yes, I want to go see Sturgis. I want to go see Gerard Butler. And I was just expecting CGI, great CGI, and I was expecting more storms than what you saw. And
that's true.
That's a spoiler, but I was expecting to see like, okay, there is a space station. I want to see what this thing can do in the hands of wrong people. And with this movie, just generally, without giving anything away, I think that this movie was visually, when you do look at the storms, visually nice. Like the CGI was great. The storms coming in was awesome. The writing at some points, most points, was kind of a little, it didn't hit with me a whole lot. Where there were points where it's like, okay, I'm into this. It's funny. I'm into it. It's much a movie. But then there's others where it's like, oh, really? That's where you went with that one? That's really where you went with that one? To where this is a film where if you asked me, hey, Ricky, would you go see it again? I'd be like, nah, bro, you can go see it on your own. What are your kind of general thoughts without going into spoiler mode?
You know what? It had a lot of the science that I like, honestly. I mean, I don't know how accurate it was exactly, but I mean, what are you going to do?
It's a movie.
It's a movie, exactly. You can't do exact science on some of this stuff, especially Hollywood. But you know what? I mean, I liked a lot of the aspects of the last 10, 15 minutes, and we'll get into that in spoilers why. I liked the movie up until that, and then it's like, really? Guys, come on. And we'll talk about why I say, guys, come on, when we get into spoilers.
Yeah.
But other than that, I liked it. Like, visually was great. The storyline was pretty good up until then. I mean, it wasn't like a phenomenal storyline, but it was a good storyline for what I was expecting of the film in the first place. Aside from that, if I was asked if I would go see it again in theaters, probably not, unless I have absolutely nothing else to do.
I'd rather just sit there bored.
If I would, am I gonna go buy it? Probably not.
No, I am in
When
the
it comes
same
out?
sense. And what we are going to do, we usually go through this a little bit quicker just to get into spoiler mode.
Yeah.
I'm going to warn you guys, we're getting into spoiler mode. If you do not want this movie spoiled, hit the pause button. We will be waiting for you. But if you do not want it spoiled, or if you do want it spoiled and you don't care if it's spoiled, just go right around through. Let's get into spoiler mode now, Johnny.
Yep.
And why didn't you like the last 15 minutes?
Last 15 minutes was, and I'll say the exact scene is when they basically kidnap the president, and they're being chased by the one car, and all of a sudden everything's fine. They're dodging stuff, and that's
A
the
normal
natural,
car chase scene.
a normal natural disaster car chase scene. I expected that, but the second she flipped the car 180 degrees,
Six perfect shots.
6 perfect shots at the driver, killed the driver, and I get it. If she
Secret Service.
Secret Service, that's one. I wasn't even going to say that. I was going to say if she shot 6 shots and maybe 1 to 2 of them landed, that's fine. Even the spinning of the car was a little bit much. But as soon as that point started, how many movie tropes can we fit into the last few minutes? That's what it became. It's like, well, we're going to do that one. And we're going to do that one. To the point where when Gerard Butler survives, yeah, I did say his last name right. I could second guess myself on that for some reason.
No, he survives.
No, I second guessed on how I said his name.
Butler.
Yeah. When he survives.
No, Johnny, it's Bootler.
Bootler.
Gerard Bootler.
No. When he survives and he reunites with his brother, I actually, if I was more engrossed in that you didn't throw every freaking movie trope of the general genres that you guys use, when I actually went and made the joke in my head, they like met up together. They're like from here to where my computer is, standing by each other. And I go, just kiss him already. Made that joke. They were that close.
Yeah.
And then I laughed, and I don't know if you caught that.
No, I didn't.
Because in my head I said that, and then his hand wrapped around the back of his neck to hug him. I'm like,
I didn't notice because at that point in the film, I was just ready to go. I was ready to leave. This was a film where coming out of it, I said, don't knock yourself over there, Johnny.
I'm just knocking the mic out of the place.
Don't knock the mic out of the place. But like I said to you after the movie, it's not as bad as The Mummy. It's not as bad as The Mummy, but
to me, that's for you not saying much.
Yeah, this still wasn't a great movie for me. And some of the things that like I didn't like about it were the end was just how many, oh shoot, we're running out of film time. Let's fit as many of these tropes as we can into it. But also there were like little things. Like for example, if you're going to kill Gerard Butler, part of me at first was like, kill Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
If you're going to kill his character, commit to it and kill. But then I'm like, you know what? Maybe they did want to do that. Oh no, he's got no hope. And then boom, there's hope. However, the hope that they've got where it's like, just look, oh wait, there's a satellite. Oh my God. It's like, come on. How lazily was this written at the end? How lazily was it written at the end? Like you could have come up with something better than just, hey, look, happenstance, coincidence, to where, like, because I got this feeling that when Gerard Butler was like, no, I have to stay here, it was emotionally setting up for, he's going to die with Dutch Boy.
Yeah.
He is going down with
I think
the ship.
I think they wanted to throw out, and I don't.
I would have went with it. Because of how strong of a, like, because Gerard Butler sold that to me.
Yeah, he did.
He sold it to me, and then it's like, oh my God, what? Like, and then you're just feeling, you're like, what's his little girl gonna think? And then I'm thinking, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, he's gonna die, and then the brother's gonna have to be like the father figure. I'm like, they're gonna do it. They're gonna kill Gerard Butler. But then it's like he's having trouble with the door, and it's like, oh, wrong door. It's like, you're still here? Really?
Yeah, honestly, that's one of the things when Johnny says there's some things they can change. It's probably probably legitimate at that point because I don't usually do this to movies. She didn't have to be in that last part.
No, she didn't. Just let her leave.
Yeah. Honestly, here's how I could have seen it happening instead, because even that Hail Mary thing, I almost felt like they turned their last 10 to 15 minutes into a joke.
Yeah.
Because, you believe in, how do you say it? Do you believe in a final Hail Mary or something like that?
Yeah, do you believe in a final Hail Mary? And that's when they went towards the satellite.
Yeah, the satellite's still locked in the docking station, everything. What I would have gone with instead in that type of thing is no hope. He's about to die in space. Satellite is right there. Like it started kind of like maybe the
drifting by,
and oh shit, I can get in here and live, or like even like in some form or fashion, it's like it's starting to head towards Earth, and he kind of gets, and I know because you can't like push. Well, he can push off his stuff in space, but maybe like the final blast when he's like pushes off and tries to get away from exploding.
I got one for you.
Goes right into the satellite, and then it just. Instead of the spaceship comes and saves them.
This is going to be kind of tropey as well.
Yeah.
But it's still not as tropey as Geostorm. You ready for this? So, Gerard Butler, he's by himself, gonna die. Same thing like you says. Just like, I'm accepting it, whatever, float. And then all of a sudden, just right next to him, what you said, it just floats on by. Oh crap, I can get into it.
Yeah.
He gets into it. And eventually, we don't see this happen because you want to give the illusion. We're assuming, okay, he's in space. That's him. Either dead or alive, he's floating in space.
Mm-hmm.
We go back down to Earth. We deal with the brother's grief. We deal with the daughter's grief. They're at his funeral. He's there.
Mm-hmm.
He just shows up. And then everyone's like, oh my God, you're alive, and what it could be like. And I don't know if this is scientifically able to happen or anything. And I don't know if people are going to say, well, Ricky, this is tropey as well. We could have it where, hey, I was floating, and then all of a sudden I got caught in the gravitational field, and like a meteor, I just came down and landed in the water.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you say water because it landed on anything besides that.
Well,
he's dead.
We don't want him to actually die. That's the point of this.
Yeah.
Where he lands in water or something and NASA's able to track it or something. And that would have been a better ending than the one we got.
No, I agree, because instead of that being saved by one of the shuttles,
make me think he's dead.
Yeah.
Even if you're not going to kill him, make me think that he died.
Honestly, you can still even show that he gets into the thing. He's still floating, Major Tomming it in there, and then even like it.
Didn't they call him?
They
Major
did call him
Tom
Major
at the
Tom. That's
beginning?
kind of why I threw that out there.
This is Major Tom to ground control.
We can do another video on you singing that, Ricky.
Just makes me think of the Big Daddy scene.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
With Adam Sandler.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, and then they stop. Oh, man. But go on what you were going to say.
That's kind of what I was going to say in the first place, but I actually would even show because it show it kind of like drifting a little bit with some speed to it, and it drifts by him. He just grabs on last second.
Like, and what about that stupid thruster thing where it was like, oh my God,
it's
the thrusters
SOS.
are an SOS thing.
See, no, I thought it would have been better, and because you can potentially make it survive the fall through the atmosphere instead of burning up, make it so that like it falls through the atmosphere, and the only like thruster stuff is maybe them like trying to get into the atmosphere. But like instead of that, have it an extra like 10 minutes of the film, if that, and have it like fall to Earth into the water, salvage mission. He's still alive.
We got to get him.
Well, they don't find that out until they salvage it, because it's like, well, why did this one out of all of them fall?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna right away. NASA's gonna be like, we want to grab the satellite, see what the hell happened.
Maybe you can show that after everyone's like, oh my God, how did you survive? And then you kind of show the behind the scenes of the salvage mission.
Yeah, that, or I mean, you don't even have to show the salvage mission.
You know
just
what?
Show like that, and then he shows up because they think it's maybe the funeral scene could still happen.
I'm gonna jump to another point. You know what else I didn't like?
Yes, go for it.
No repercussions for the daughter whatsoever.
I know you didn't like
to
that.
where it's like the only thing is, and I'm not saying put the daughter in the middle of the action.
Yeah.
But it like it put me with no emotional connection and no like conflict when it's like, how's my daughter? Oh, don't worry, she's safe. She's in Georgia. Great, I've got nothing to worry about. Like, really? Put her in some of the danger. Oh my God, she is close to Orlando in the surrounding area. I need to stop this to save my daughter, to save mankind.
Yeah. They went just directly
Put
with
that
the
a
save
little bit
mankind.
of emotion into it to where it's like, oh my God, not only does he have to do this to save the world, but if he doesn't, his daughter will die. Like, even it then comes into this of like, holy shit, I can stop it and save the world, but now I need to stop it and save Orlando, because if I don't save Orlando, my daughter dies.
See, there's the thing. If I don't want to have to analyze it to do this, and I had to analyze it to do this, yeah, she's still in imminent danger.
Yeah.
Because when that geostorm starts, it's going to destroy Florida. It's going to destroy
Because she was in Atlanta. Well, Atlanta's in the...
Georgia. It's in the southern part of
but she was
Georgia,
in-
I think.
No, Atlanta's in the... it's more towards the northeast.
Is it? But still, I mean, it's going to spread. And it's going to destroy a good chunk of the world. And Georgia was included in that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in the mappings of Project Zeus.
Project Zeus.
Yes, I'm going to make fun of the name, even though it's like, okay, whatever.
They
it's fine.
basically did that because of lightning, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why they did it. But
Let's
I mean,
see.
control. I guess they just went with the main Greek god, god of Olympus.
lightning.
Yeah.
They couldn't call it Project Thor.
Well, probably not. Maybe not. I don't know.
And this Google's giving me the lowest mileage,
Yeah.
439 miles away. Like,
Yeah.
Atlanta, if we're looking at the middle of Georgia, it's just to the northeast or northwest of the middle of the state.
Okay. Well, besides that, though, I mean, I'm not even saying that. I mean, she was in imminent danger of the actual geostorm, where it would have destroyed probably most of the eastern
About
seaboard.
439 miles apart from where the storm was.
Yeah, but still, I'm just saying, like, it would have destroyed the eastern seaboard. She was in imminent danger of the actual geostorm, but she wasn't in any imminent danger during any time before that. The storm that was like hitting Orlando was not near her. Any other storms were not near her. Put it like you said, put her in the outlying areas. At least like
Put her in Jacksonville.
Put her lights are out in the house. There's some of the lightning striking near them, but not nearly as bad as in Orlando.
Put her, maybe Jacksonville might be too close because Jacksonville's about 141 miles away. So it's
No,
like a
that sounds-
2-hour drive.
I'd say it's good.
That's good.
I'd say it's good. It's 2 hours away. I mean, how far does the storm actually usually reach?
True.
So
Depending
I mean,
on how big the storm is.
yeah. I mean, if it's like a hurricane, then yeah,
put her in Jacksonville to where it's like, holy shit, my daughter's around there.
yeah.
If I don't stop this storm, I also will need to I don't need to stop it just to save the earth. Now there's a personal connection, and I need to save my daughter.
Yeah, and but I mean, yeah. Either way, it was the altogether thought of having to save his daughter, but it's not like she's in any imminent danger at that moment unless the geostorm kicks into full gear.
Yeah. And another thing about this movie that I just find absolutely hilarious, their box office numbers after this weekend, Johnny, they're not even going to be able to cover reshoots.
Yeah, they were what?
That's
half?
how low. 62.9 million is what Wikipedia said it's made at this moment.
Yeah,
It cost 120 million to make the film.
so they got half.
Just over half.
I almost want to buy it just because I feel bad for them.
I
for
don't.
that.
I don't at all. And I know you were saying like, well, that's your precious Warner Brothers. Yeah, but it's not DC, so I don't give a shit.
It's still Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Warner Brothers. I give a shit about DC.
Let's put it this way. Just to throw this out there, they hemorrhaged money on this movie so far. That takes out budget.
No, it doesn't. Not for us.
In the overscaping of
Superhero movies bring in the cheddar, Johnny.
yeah, they bring in
Bring in
cheddar.
the cheddar.
But when you don't have that cheddar to put towards the other ones, what are you gonna
I
do?
don't. I think you're trying to reach there.
I'm
totally trying to
I'm just
reach.
trying to like put a little twig in Ricky's spokes.
There's no twig to be needed.
I'm just messing with you.
No twig to be needed. It was not a DC film. Was not a DC film at all.
Batman v Superman.
Anything in spoilers that you think we need to touch on? Because really, to me,
No.
the ending was the most egregious part. The writing overall, I wasn't a huge fan. Like with this movie, there were spots where I was like, okay, it's a pretty good movie. Like, it's not a great movie, but it's a good. But then there were spots where I'm like, really? Like, that's the way we're going to look at it?
Yeah.
Like, a clever part in this film, because I just want to throw some good out there,
Yeah.
was the whole coding sequence where he made up that whole story.
Yeah.
And then they pieced it up, and he's like, bop, bop, boop, beep, boop, bop, bop. And that was the message.
Yeah, exactly. That was cool.
That was awesome.
The storms were great. Mm-hmm. Like you said, there probably could have been more of them.
Mm-hmm. Also, the whole villain thing of who ended up being the villain, not a huge fan of. Not a huge fan of it being, oh, we think it's the president. Oh, no, wait, it's the guy who is next to the president because he wants to take over and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I wasn't a huge fan of that either in this.
Yeah.
Was not a huge fan of that. And plus the turn of, like, I expected the turn of him to the brother because they kind of, like, he was his mentor. Mm-hmm. Should have brought out a bigger emotional feeling from me. That's what it should have done. But anything that you think we missed?
No, like I said, and I'll just recap what I was saying overall. It's just like, I thought it was a good movie up until those last like 15 minutes where they just hit one trope after the other. Like, hey guys, how many can we throw in here before in the last 15 minutes?
Fuck it, we'll throw them all.
Yeah, I mean, it's just guys. It's not like a race or anything to see how many movie tropes you can get in there, unless that's what you're going.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is. Unless that's what you were going for, then kudos to you on getting all those in there.
But Johnny, let's end the movie review like we always do. And the one thing I want to say is, if we cut to our logo, camera died as we're filming the final part of this, and we'll start with Show Stealer, basically our MVP for Geostorm. Who do you got?
Gerard Butler.
Hands down, right? Like, mine is Gerard Butler as well, only because, like, I looked at this film and I went, who else can you give it to?
Really...
I want to give an honorable mention to Zazie Beetz. Zazie Beetz.
Okay.
She did well in her role, and I didn't know it was her until after the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you. She did good too. Yeah, Zazie Beetz.
She was the comedic relief.
Yeah, she was what was it, the intern hacker that they got?
The millennial.
Yeah.
Like, that was the best line of the whole thing, where she's like, oh, you just come for me because I'm the millennial. Like, why would you come off of Mount Olympus down to Millennial Alley?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, that is funny.
That is funny.
I'm like, that is funny because more and
damn.
more people entering the workforce now are millennials.
Yeah.
And then all we hear about is old people complaining about us millennials. But yeah, I liked her honorable mention, but Gerard Butler,
hands down,
the MVP. But I mean, this is the one where it's like, I feel bad for Gerard here. So it's like, yeah, you get the MVP, you get the Show Stealer award, but you're our weakest Show Stealer because of how weak the movie was. Only because maybe it's from my personal ranking. Mm-hmm. The last time we had a terrible review was The Mummy.
Yeah.
And it's like, but that was Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was the Show Stealer, where, I'm sorry, Gerard, you're nowhere near Tom Cruise. You're nowhere near Tom Cruise. That's why it's like, I feel bad for you.
But he's King Leonidas.
You're our lowest of the Show Stealers right now. We're giving it out of Geostorms, though. Out of 5 Geostorms, how much are you giving it and why?
I'm going to give it a 3 because I liked everything.
You're more, and I didn't touch this earlier, you were more interested in the sciencey part of it.
Yes, I was.
And in the facts of it, where I was not.
Yeah, no, I would, if someone, like I said, if someone wants to go see it, if they're into that kind of stuff, they like the CGI, I say go see it. Otherwise, that's your choice. But I give it to them. I give it to it because I like the sciencey stuff. Hence the engineering major thing. I liked up until the last 15 minutes. Basically, I keep saying, when you throw every freaking movie trope you can think of in those last 15 minutes, you're just making it into this okay movie into a joke.
Yeah. Well, and that's why for me, I'm giving it a 2 out of 5 because I was thinking about it, and really, like, 4 and 5 are like great and amazing.
Yeah.
3 is like,
Marvel.
Will I go see it again? 3 is also, will I recommend it for someone? 2 is where I'm at, where it wasn't awful all the way through. There were obvious parts that I was like, fuck, this is not a good movie. But overall, I was just kind of like, nah, we went and saw a thing. We did a thing on Friday night this time. We kind of went and saw a movie, and I kind of sat there and watched it. Where we actually went to a different theater.
We
for
did.
once. I don't want to go back, Johnny. The only reason why
Seats?
they didn't have the new like recliner seats. I kind of felt like
Ricky's spoiled.
I kind of felt like I don't want to say a peasant, but I kind of felt like I don't know. It just wasn't the same because all the theaters around us now have
Ricky's
the recliners.
spoiled. That's what it is.
I am, which is kind of interesting because usually the area that we went to, people would think that they would have the recliner seats than the area of Chicago that we are at. So it surprised me there. But yeah, 2 out of 5. I liked some parts, like Zaza Beetz was good. Gerard Butler was good. There were some scenes that I did like when he fought that hacker, which that was another thing where I'm like, really? Like, how you revealed it was just so rushed and so, like, there was no thought taken into that of like, hey, how are we going to reveal this? How is it going to land with the viewer to where I'm giving it a 2.5? And I honestly would not recommend it. I would say if you want to see it, like I said to you, if it's on like HBO or if it's on like TNT or FX, yeah, sure, I guess I'll watch it while I do other stuff, but I'm not going to actively go out and try to watch this movie yet again. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think of the movie down below in the comment section if you went and saw it. Also, what do you think about movies that are like this, that $120 to make only made just over 50% of their total budget? Let us know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I want to thank you guys for watching and or listening. And as always, have a good day, everybody.